Привет, как дела? Welcome to the season 4, that's 2021-22 roundup for Vulkan with me, Andy. I've brought us to the transfers just so we could have a look through, because we last met in, I think, the it's about the 4th of August 2021 when we played and lost to Torpedo Moscow in the third round of the Cup. The Cup of which we were the most overachieving team as per the news report, so that was brilliant. And as you can see, I'm only signing people with first name of A because just that's how we do things. And they nearly all come from Skarnin. So Nogliki's, I mean, the Kassavier's, an exception, but we've done business with them before. So let's just have a look at the guys we sold. So we knew about Ovsenikov and Kochelskakov because they're before the Torpedo game, but let's just have a look at them again because they're pretty useful. So yeah, 3-star, really good player for this team, centre mid, good long shots, good decisions, nice with regards to the physicals, apart from just not very strong and not very big, which might be an issue, but yeah, 23 years old, so yeah, got a lot going for him. And Kocheskakov, as you can see, profile, so he's 29, 3-star again, and just solid, really good mentals. So yeah, again, very useful. Played quite a lot of games for us this season, and again, another centre mid who's relatively good with Cavaliero as well. So that's superb. Now, Anton Kumyakov's come from Nogliki. He's a good centre forward poachery type. Not that we play much with poacher, but he's learning to play pressing forward. Very similar to Guernsey. I found that the gegenpress is the only way to go if you actually want to get anywhere with these types of clubs. That might change in the future when we get better players and whatnot, but it's been working for us. So Anton Kumyakov, 20-year-old, 2.5-star current, but he's got 4 to 5-star potential, so that's useful. 20-year-old, but he's physically fast and accelerates quickly, and he's got good natural fitness, and yeah, just nice. Not very good jumping reach, and he's 5'10", so he's not massively tall as a sort of centre forward. So yeah, that might become a problem, but he's got good finishing, good heading, and decent dribbling and decent decisions. So there's something there that we could do with him, and he played 10 and scored 4 for Vulkan this season. So yeah, there's possibilities with Anton. Bought Alexander Krebs in, or Curbs even. I keep saying Krebs, Curbs, from Kassaviert. He hasn't played really. We just have a quick look at him. I mean, he's played First Division for Urtish, so he's played a good level. Not particularly performed at that level, but thought it was worth just getting anybody who could join, who was 2-star or more. I have bought, well, not bought as such. They're on contract, non-contract, players to play. So, and I've been just splashing the cash on that, giving sort of 150 to 200 quid a game, routinely, just to get people in. But yeah, as a centre back, he can play loads of different positions. But as a centre back, that's where he's like most wants to play. He's good heading, good marking, and good tackling. Okay physicals and okay mentals. So he had nice cover when you've got the 2 yellows and you've got a game suspended. It's good to have a lot of cover. Now, Alexei Arkhipov, wing back, and he doesn't look like he likes playing wing back, and he can play centre, but he is, if we look at our coach report, he's there with Gavrilov on the right there. So yeah, Arkhipov tends to play on the right, Gavrilov on the left, or Krugovic and Gavrilov, and Arkhipov doesn't play, but he has not got technicals at all, bless him. He's 19, but he's very brave and got good teamwork, and he's got good physicals, and he seems to be doing really nicely for us. So yeah, Alexei was a good little signing. And Anatoly Mokolov, now he hasn't played because he'd already been we were his third club of the season, and you can't play for more than 2 clubs in any one season. I think that carries for lots of different places. But yeah, Mokolov bought in to play DM in a sort of a 4-3-3 gegenpress. Good marking, good passing, good tackling and technique. So okay attributes for technicals for a 19-year-old. brilliant mentals for a 19-year-old. Look at that. Decisions, leadership, positioning, work rate, all very good. And yeah, he's going to drop in a little bit in physicals because he's not been playing actual games, but he's okay physically. So I've got, with his mentals, I think he's going to be a really good DM for us. Lastly, in March, saw the possibility of getting another goalkeeper, and Artem Yashelenko. Now he's an actual person. Has played, well, he was with Rostov originally as a youngster, and he's played sort of for Amkar, yeah, so he's played third division football, not let that many in, did really nicely, and yeah, played 6 games for us, only let 9 goals in those 6 games, so yeah, welcome Artem. So they are the transfers that we've made. Have we got any releases? Let's have a look at releases. So a few here that went, but they went pretty much at the start of the season. So yeah, I mean Sapeta and Penchinkin have played quite a bit. Let's see if they've picked anywhere up. So this is what I'm finding. Players that leave us tend to retire. So Penchinkin retired, Sapeta retired, because they just can't get clubs for some reason. Yemelyanov, did he go anywhere? I can't even click him, so... And Fomenko, that's really interesting. So they're not even in the database anymore, so they're definitely not playing anymore. But anyway, that's the transfers. If we have a look at finances, it's not looking amazing. My 58k down. We're splashing the cash. We're only committed to spending £72 per week. That's on youth, because we cannot offer part-time contracts. We can only offer the non-contracts. So that's why it's dropping off quite quickly. That said, if we can possibly go up and play third level Russian football, second division football, that might be amazing, because we've got 5,000 seater capacity. The tickets go up in price. We're getting 3,500 to 4,000 people there all the time. That could be a bit of a money spinner. But yes, let us not waste too much more time and have a look at how we did. We won the league. Yes, come on. That was an amazing season. As you can see, we're only 2 points clear of Nogliki. If we have a look at the schedule, and this is just the cup and league games, we're taking all the friendlies out because they go on for forever. We left here 3-0. The next game we lost 1-0 to Khabarovsk, and it was starting to... I felt like that season had gone pretty much. But then we went on a really nice run of wins and draws before we lost 3-0 to Nogliki, got massacred. It was all over in the first half pretty much. If we have a look at the stats on that one, 10 to their 4, and they won 3-1. So it felt like a bit of a robbery, but... Yeah, I say robbery. They did play well. That's why I'm saying it felt a bit like a massacring, because the 3-0 it was harsh, and it didn't get much better into October. So I was wondering at that point. I thought no chance, but Nogliki was slipping up as well at the same time. And then we went and beat Nogliki. That was the key, was beating them, taking the points off of them, and Sergei Claassen and Arkady Peretmadov. Scoring for us in a game where we had the majority of shots and majority of possession, so we really deserved that 2-1. So we got to the mid-season break. I say mid-season, winter break, which goes on forever, and it was still looking sort of okay. 5 wins out of 6, including a retarded 4-4 against Nogliki. So have a quick look at that. It was mental. It was all over the shop the whole game. 1-0, 1-1. They went 2-1 up. We came back to 2-2. So we went in at half time at 2-2. 2-1. They come straight back. 3-2. They come straight back for 3-3. They go 4-3 up at this point. Yeah, the monitor's about to go out the window. When Kocheskakov scored in the 93rd minute, it was amazing. We look at the stats of the game. We had 17 shots to there, and they scored 4 out of 9. It's mental. We had the possession on them. But yeah, that was a proper game and a half, that was. The real game was this 3-2 against Nogliki that we had to then go and beat Spectre, but Spectre, I think drew 2 and lost the rest all season. That was a hard game, but we'll have a look at it in a sec. You look at this one, we went 2-0 up. They pulled it back to 2-2 at this point. I was like, oh my God, it's happening again. But then Kumyakov went and scored a 75th minute goal. So let's have a quick look. That one, if I can get the stats up. 25 shots to their 9. We were amazing. They seem to be, I mean, Grushenko has come to them from Energia so played second division and originated with Zenit St. Petersburg, so he'd played a good level. Hadn't actually played any games, but he originated from a team from good level and scored 6 in 6. So was a good player who came to him late on in the season, but oh my God, let's just have a, if I go back to it, let's have a quick look at the goals in this one, because it was just the most mental game. So Panamarchuk has been playing sort of outside right, inside forward on the right, and he's there to cut in and score. He does that quite a bit. We had a little bit of a to-do because he wasn't getting much in the way of game time. Then Claassen playing inside forward on the left, cut it across. Now Yevseyev we'll have a look at, because he's one of our youth team players and he has been doing amazing work for us up front. This whole back post malarkey, no cover thing has been annoying me as well. So wing backs are now defend wider. Grushenko was just open and scored. But then this one to make it 3-2. So there with the ball quite high up. That was an offside goal, was it? Oh no, that was that was an offside goal. I'm pretty sure they had 2 offside goals and missed penalty, I think. But yeah, Bondarev. So that was offside as well. So that didn't make any sense, did it? So they've missed the penalty. I'm going to show you Kumyakov's goal. Oh, something's weird's going on with this. That shouldn't have happened that way. Kumyakov's goal. Play it. It's only showing the highlights. Okay, so that seems like a bit of a bug. Let's look at that one. So that's Kondrashov. So Kocheskakov gets out. Grishchenko. Yeah, Kumyakov nicks it off of him. We definitely didn't see this just now. Ball over to Panamarchuk. Beautiful ball over. Oh, he gets slide tackle, but then Romanenko and Kumyakov header at the back post. 3-2. It was amazing. You can see on the screen the 2 offside goals at the end there and their missed penalty. So it was just mental game. But that was a turning point really, and then we went and beat Spectre to book our place in the playoffs. So yeah, that was 2-1. If we have a look at the stats on this, it's filthy. 28 shots to their 11, 14 on target, 53% possession, 7.05, and we only won it 2-1, and it was highlight after highlight after highlight. It just never ended. That last 20 minutes was proper squeaky bum as well, because I could just see them drawing, and we had to win still because of the way the rules work in the league is on wins. So yeah, we would have been stuffed. But yeah, if we quickly go and have a look at our team at the moment. So we're playing Gegenpress 4-3-3 or 4-1-4-1, whatever you want to call it, but with the holding midfielder. So yes, Dmitry Yevseyev has come in. He has been with us since youth intake back in 2018-19, so first season, and yes, it's really started to come on very nicely. We look at his profile. Technicals are really nice for a 19-year-old, and his physicals are good. I mean, he's got acceleration and pace that are relatively good. He's got good finishing, okay free kick taking, good first touch. And scored 3 goals in 5 games for us. So I really can't grumble. And he's 2-star. And I had a bit of a falling out with Golubev. I said to him, where is he? Let's go to the squad, shall we, and just have a look, see who's rated best. So yeah, it's quite interesting up here at the moment. We've got a lot of new people, which is good. But Yevseyev's there. If we have a look, where is he? He's actually above Golubev, which is superb, because he A 19-year-old who'd been with us since the start as well. Looks pretty good. We've been training in the 5s and 6s. I said to him it's not good enough, and he didn't like that. So he can go and bog the hell off. So he's not been getting any games at all. But yeah, Yevsev came in because of that and has been doing brilliantly. But yeah, Arkhipov we looked at is now ranked better than Gavrilov. So we have the 2 best players in the team are playing wingbacks, which I think is making a massive difference in this formation. Mokolov, when he comes in, is going to be our 3rd best. So next season, that's going to be brilliant. And Ovsenikov and Kocheskakov, basically, they're our 2 midfielders. Romanenko's been an absolute beast. Playing him at centre back, he's 1m91, so he's sort of 6'3"-ish, big boy. Jumping reach, brilliant. Okay heading, strong, and got stamina. So, and his mental's really good for his age. His technique needs to get a bit better, obviously, but yeah, and he's banned for the first playoff game, which is a bit of a bugger. But he's been doing really nicely. Safronov now is an interesting one because it's not really natural or anything apart from playing ball-winning midfielder in DM position. So he's been coming on and closing out games as a ball winner on defend in that defensive midfielder spot. So that's been working really nicely. Shubin's still going. Anton Kumikov, we talked about. Timur Kumikov, obviously on loan from Spartak Nauchik. He can't really play inside forward, so he hasn't been getting much game time, and as such, he's scored 5 in 14. If he comes on as an inverted winger, and I just change formation slightly. It's not worth putting him as inside forward. It doesn't work. Inverted winger on attack is working quite similar to an inside forward, but not quite the same. So I've not been breaking things. I've been letting Sergei Coxin go and do that job, and Palamarchuk on the right. So that's been working really nicely. Krugovic hasn't been getting much game time because of Gavrilov playing more naturally as a left wing back and Arkhipov being there to play on the right. And we've got some just nice youth as well with Panov, Borodin, Novikov, Yevseyev, all 2 stars, and 2 stars go right the way down to here with Krobs. So Zazev Kuznetsov has been playing a lot as well. He's been playing really nicely, but he seems to be dropping off. 25-year-old, he shouldn't really be dropping off that quick. So we've got a load of players there, and nearly all of them are on non-contracts. So yeah, and Kumikov I don't think we'll be getting back next season. I'm not paying his wage and giving him $1,000 a month for the benefit of having him. So yeah, so that's where we are with the squad. What I'll do in a sec is I'll just do a quick run through of the numbers that have come through this season for the stats. We'll have a look at dynamics. Very good team cohesion, excellent support. These guys are asking to leave purely because they're just not getting the game time. That's fine. They're all on non-contract. I'm pretty sure I'm just going to let them go at the end of the season. If we have a look at the hierarchy, I only got one highly influential player who's not been playing, which is a bit of a pain. Timur Kumikov is an influential player who's a loanee, so he's not going to be there. Palamarchuk will play, Petropavlovsk doesn't. Gavrilov, Umyarov doesn't really play that much, nor does Shubin. So I need some of these other players to start stepping up, especially Ovsenikov, Kocheskakov, guys that are going to be playing week in, week out, Coxin as well, and Denis Romanenko definitely, because he's the big future for us. I think need to get team leaders. Got nobody. Just everybody supports me apart from Curbs, and he's just not been here long enough, so that's fine. It seems to be quite a happy camp at the moment because obviously just winning the league for the first time. Anything else we need to look at? I don't know. Most probably all good. We've looked at finances, just have a quick look at the club. Nothing much really. I mean, Peratmadov captain, Krugovic vice captain, and they're not playing, so it's a bit of a pain. And Gavrilov is a key. We have a look. I am a favoured personnel for Vulkan now, which is brilliant. As is the loanee. As is Golubev, who's not going to play much because he's a bit of a mouthy twat. And Umyarov, he's our 6'8" giant at the back who, bless him, is not really that good. So it's interesting favourite personnel list at the moment. So what I'm going to quickly do now is I'm going to run through a few of the stats from the season, and then we're going to do the draw for the playoffs, and we're going to play the playoffs hopefully on Tuesday and Thursday, just split them up so yeah, it'd be good. But let's go and have a look at some stats. Right, so statistics for Vulkan for last season. So I've got this Excel linked up to a SQL database, which I've read all the data from a view that I've got built, which basically has everything on it in the squad screen. Take that, dump it in, load it in, do a lot of cleaning of the data, and then I can get it into a format I can start analysing stuff. So I've got the goalkeepers here. So Cherepanov, who played a lot of games this season, and Yeshelenko, who we brought in recently, who's just a better goalkeeper. So they're both aggressive style as per the assistant manager's viewing, and they're both balanced, so they're very, very similar. Yeah, Yeshelenko was Nogliki. Both right-footed, but Yeshelenko's slightly less weak on his left foot, which for a sweeper keeper can make a big difference. As you can see, stat numbers. Pretty simple. 21 versus 6 games. So Yeshelenko just came in and played a lot of games at the end of the season. No yellows or reds to worry about. Very similar average ratings. If we look at distance for 90 minutes, Yeshelenko seems to do a bit more with regards to outside the box because of the whole sweeper keeperage. He wants to be a sweeper keeper a bit more. Interestingly, stamina and natural fitness, but it doesn't really matter for goalkeepers. So if we have a look at pass completion, so Yeshelenko is a better passer of the ball as well, so that's good. And he attempts more passes per game. So he attempts 30 passes and hits 22 of them, so that's cool. But there were no key passes for him this season in those 6 games. Actually concedes more goals. So Cherepanov, the style we were playing when Cherepanov was playing in goal seemed to be a little bit tighter than Yeshelenko. But he was there against those stupid games with Nogliki, the 3-2 and the 4-all, so that's going to make a bit of a dent in the old goals conceded. Now, interestingly, Cherepanov seems to hold more, and Yeshelenko tends to parry more. Now that might be a problem if your defenders aren't there to clear up, and that may be why he might be letting in a few more goals. So that's something to keep an eye on. He's ranked better than Cherepanov, but and he tips and parries more, whereas Cherepanov tends to hold more. So that's interesting. And both made one mistake. It just happens that one mistake in 6 games means that he's like 4 times more likely to make a mistake than Cherepanov. Those numbers, there's just not enough there to make any real view on what's happening. Interestingly, Yeshelenko's composure is a 6 as compared to Cherepanov's 2. So, but when it comes to actually being involved in the team, Yeshelenko 83.3% win rate for the games that he played in the team was only just over half for Cherepanov. So, interesting. And in the games that Yeshelenko's played, not that this makes any difference for a goalkeeper, but we've scored 2 and 2/3 per game. Under 1.5 for Cherepanov, so it's quite interesting. We go to the outfield. What should we look at first? And this is using sort of power pivot a little bit in Excel, but you can use things called slicers. So it's just a filter basically, and you can filter your players out a little bit easier. But what I'm going to do is, because the positions are a little bit misleading, so. Umirov and Novikov are only true just centre defenders, but a lot of the guys can do a lot of things. So we're going to have a look at all the defenders, including the wing backs, in one go. So if we have a look, we've got some tall boys here. Shubin, Umirov and Romanenko are all 6'3" plus, 6'4" plus. And Novikov's sort of 6'1", so we've got some tall defenders, and they're relatively big as well, 87, 87, 85, so they're all good hefty weights. 2 from Nogliki, 1 from Kassavier. Umirov's a bit of a problem. He's 28 now, the 6'8" centre back. He's unambitious, which doesn't help. But we've got, Romanenko has been just an absolute diamond, and he's fairly professional, which is good. Borodin's spirited as well, so he's and Arkhipov spirited, which is not a bad personality to have. Can lead to problems with aggression, but so these are the preferred positions. So fullback, inverted wing back is Denis Romanenko's preferred position. as the assistant manager sees it. I've actually been playing him centre back, and it's been working really nicely. Omur's a centre back, Shubin's a centre back. Really, they can play wing back right. Archipov's wing back right. Novikov is a centre back. Gavrilov's wing back left. Krugovic's wing back left, and Borodin is a wing back right as well. So, and they all defend apart from a couple of stoppers. Not that we play that. We tend to play two defenders, two support. So two duty of defend in the centre the centre backs now. They're all physical, which is good. It is good for defenders. Be nice to just get an intelligent one every now and again, so we can have ball players. But lots of right. We've got 3 left footers, some right onlys. That's good for Gavrilov. That's why he can play both sides, because he's strong both foot. So that makes a big difference. So if we have a look at the just do some sorting now. So on the minutes per. So Gavrilov played the most, and then Romanenko second. 26 starts, no sub appearances. 22 starts, no sub appearances. So Gavrilov and Romanenko have been the all singing, all dancing sort of core of what we've been doing. Centre back and right and left wing back, mainly left wing back now. Gavrilov 2 players in the match. Krugovic, though, when he plays, seems to be a good attacking presence, and he's had 2 player in the matches as well. So that's nice. So I can play Gavrilov on the right and Krugovic on the left. Arkhipov is too good a player to not be playing on the right. So Gavrilov goes back to where he likes playing, which is on the left. Not too bad card wise. Yeah, Romanenko it wasn't a red card. Borodin got sent off as well when he played one of his games. But if we have a look at the rankings, Krugovic when he plays is really good. So it's a shame because he's got good leadership as well, and Arkhipov is quite new to the team. The 2 yellow card thing means he will get more game time, I think, if he stays with us, that is. But 2 people with average season ratings over 7 basically at the back is very nice. Distance number, so distance running kilometres, so Gavrilov 281, but that is really this stat here, which is distance per game. So Gavrilov again top 10.96. You wouldn't expect your centre backs to be running about so much, so that's fine. Interestingly, looking at the stamina and the fitness for the guys that are running the most, 8, 8, 8, 10, 11, 12. Natural fitness is all quite nice and high, which is good. So we're not been having any real trouble, because we don't tend to. The start of the season, you tend to play a sort of 5 games in 2 weeks, maybe 7 games in 3. It can get a little bit tight on the fitness levels, but not been too bad. So we have a look at the pass completion. Arkhipov, as he's come in, is the best passer out of our defenders, but Krugovic again is really good. So it's really tough, isn't it? Gavrilov is only 73.35, which is something to be careful of, I think. But he's got a 5-part. None of these have got much in the way of passing because they're defenders. But yeah, interesting. But if you look at the passes attempted, obviously Gavrilov's trying to pass a lot more. If you've seen anything to do with the Guernsey save, Gavrilov is very much doing what Liam Triggs does. He's much more of an attacking threat than the other side. So Arkhipov in this instance. And it seems that he just wants to try and do more, to the point where he's 14 more passes per match than Krugovic when he plays. And just 19 more than Arkhipov when he plays. So he's very much more the sort of attacking outlet of the wing backs. Key passes here, so that's Krugovic makes sense, doesn't it? He seems to be less scattergun with his attacking work, shall we say, compared to Gavrilov. He's a little bit more measured. If we have a look at crosses, let's have a look at cross completion. Gavrilov is actually the better crosser out of all of them. Only really bothered about looking at your wing back. So 17% for Krugovic and 16 and 2/3% for Arkhipov. So Gavrilov a little bit better with the crosses. Look how many more he's tried though. Look at that, 34 completed out of 168, but he's tried twice as many as Krugovic. Granted, game-wise, it might be better to watch at this. So actually, compared to Krugovic, he's actually less crosses per 90 minute than Krugovic, which is massive. I wouldn't have thought that. So Krugovic is less scattergun, but his cross completion is not quite as good as Gavrilov, even though he's tried so many less. If we have a look at the completed per 90 minutes, Gavrilov is actually better completion than Krugovic, even though Krugovic tries more every 90 minutes. So yeah, Gavrilov the better attacking threat, I think. And just looking at that, and yeah, crossing, obviously Gavrilov's a 7 compared to the other guys, bless them. Dribbling, yeah, Gavrilov's better, but he doesn't try it as much as Krugovic, who's on a 6.8, so 0.68. So yeah, what's that? 2 every 3 games, pretty much. 3 every 2. No, it's 2 every 3 games. Yeah, for Krugovic. So the dribbling doesn't really come into it too much. Chance creation, yeah, Krugovic is slightly better. Assists, yeah, you wouldn't expect it. And again, vision levels are okay, but not amazing, as you'd expect at this level. Shots, interestingly, Krugovic's didn't attempt a shot, but Gavrilov did attempt 3, but none of them were on target. However, this is because Romanenko goes up for corners, as does Umirov. And if a ball comes down, obviously it's an attempt at goal. And yeah, Romanenko at 6'4" and Umirov at 6'8", they're potent at the set piece. Yeah, to the point where Romanenko's getting 1.3 a shot attempts per game, and Umirov gets 1 per game. So yeah, so 2 goals for Shubin, 3 goals for Romanenko this season, which is not bad. 5 goals from the defenders. And I think the wing-backs playing on defend are not going to get really goals per se. They might get one every now and again, but anything else that's worth looking at? Offsides. Interestingly, Romanenko was offside twice in the season, most probably from corners, but got decent concentration, so that doesn't really correlate. That's fine. Heading is important. So we have a look and you expect the centre-backs. Yeah, Romanenko, look at that. Umirov, 6'8", slightly less header completion than Romanenko, and you could see it in the gameplay. Romanenko just like explode from the back and header. It's like jumping like a salmon. He's amazing to watch on the match engine when he does that, to the point where he's actually got more header attempts as well per 90 than Umirov. Obviously completes more. They seem low to me, and they always seem, like any stats I've seen, the heads per 90 seem low. It might just be the way the game captures the stats, I think. And he's also got 1.3 key headers. Him and Umirov will have key headers because they're usually goal scoring or close to goal scoring headers. Look at this jumping reach, 16 jumping reach, 6 header, 15 jumping reach from Umirov. But because he's 6'8", that makes that a lot less than Romanenko, who's 6'4", 6'3", 16. Tackles seem low. They always seem low, don't they? But they're very, very good at tackling. They tend to complete them all. I mean, only attempting a tackle per game is, don't get that. Don't buy that at all. And there's some key tackles here as well. Sort of not that many. Yeah, Romanenko making some key tackles is brilliant. Fouls conceded. I borrowed him. Yeah, he's a little bit dirtier. I think he's only got 8 aggression. He just seemed to be a dirtier player. Romanenko, yeah, 1.25, that's fine. But he drew 1.2 fouls per game. So he's only a balance of 1 against him, basically. Interceptions on anticipation's quite interesting. So it's Romanenko 2.9 interceptions per game, Shubin 2.6, Umir only 2.2. So it shows his intelligence. He's got a little bit of anticipation there at 7. So a little bit mistake. Who's the most mistakey? And Arkhipov, interesting, and then Gavrilov. But you expect the wing backs, because they're taking more chances, they're doing more to make more mistakes. But that's interesting that he makes 1.8 mistakes per game and has the highest composure. And then when you look at the stats for win players involved in wins. Omurov, that's interesting. The 11 games he's played, the games he's played, which are 16, 11 of them wins. That's really interesting. Novikov has no losses to his record either, whereas Gavrilov's been involved in everything, so he's got the average pretty much. So interesting, Omurov. I mean, he might play a bit more, even though he's not ranked particularly brilliant. And yeah, Arkipov's been involved later on in the season when we were scoring more goals, so that makes sort of sense. So let's get rid of our fullbacks. We've got defence. Yeah, I'm going to look at the DMs and the centre mids together. Let's go back. So yeah, Ovsenikov, Kuznetsov, Kocheskakov, Zazev, Safronov and Volkov. Now I'm only looking at any players that have played more than 180 minutes in the season, just so they've got a few minutes and they don't skew anything. But look, Nogliki, and free from Kasavier originally. Safronov is a homegrown. Balance, and a fairly professional, which is lovely to have in a centre mid. I say Kuznetsov wants to be an anchor man. Safronov wants to be that ball-winning midfielder, and Volkov wants to be an anchor man and DM. But they were playing DLP at that position, the playmaker. Cheskakov, Zazaev and Ovsenikov all want to be centre mid, but Ovsenikov can play box to box, as can Zazaev, which is superb. And we've got a little bit of attacking endeavour in these guys, but we've also got one support and the rest defend, so we've got a bit of a mix. Ovsenikov intelligent, and that intelligence seems to be working very nicely as the box to box, as we will see. Zazaev is technical, again worked quite nicely with the box to box. Then we've got some physical players. Very one-footed and all right-sided, which is a bit of a pain. It'd be nice to have a left footer somewhere in the midfield just to change things up. And then this is sorted by stat minute time at the moment. So yeah, Ovsenikov played the most. Had a nice rotation in midfield. So he had 25 starts. Kuznetsov had 21 and Kocheskakov had 15 with 7 sub-appearances. He's come into his own, Kocheskakov. He's been playing box-to-box as well. He's just last sort of 5-6 games has been pretty amazing. Oh, just skipped back. Season rate. Oh yeah, let's have a look at the dirtiness, shall we? Kuznetsov 4 yellows, 3 yellows, no reds in the midfield. That's perfectly doable in 24 games, so I'm quite happy with that. Kocheskakov 7.1 average, Kuznetsov 7.06 average, beautiful. Ovsenikov 6.94, not so bad. And if we have a look at the distance per, all very good. Ovsenikov and Kocheskakov in the centre of mid, doing almost 12 kilometres a game. Stamina and natural fitness are not amazing as well, which is quite interesting. If we have a look at the passing, don't think it's going to change much. Yeah, Safronov, ball-winning midfielder. Oh, I've done it again. Ball-winning midfielder, 90% pass completion. A lot of passes there. We're talking of almost 500 passes, so that's good. Him and Volkov, they're all good, really. I mean, yeah, Zazaev not so brilliant. Kuznetsov as a DM, maybe want that a little bit higher, but anything approaching 90% is yeah, really good at this level. These are the actual pass attempts per 90, so who's trying the most passes? Kuznetsov, which makes sense that he's down at 83 because he's trying more passes as a playmaker. And completion, he's got the best completed pass number. And he's making, not quite, no, Kocheskakov's got the best keys. It's 30 key passes he's played, 1.8 per 90 minutes. And he's got 13 passing as well, which makes sense. Let's have a look at the cross stats. That might be, yeah, he's only tried one. Kuznetsov, 9 out of 35, and Ovsenikov 3 out of 29. Anyone's worth looking at, really. Kuznetsov, as a DM, has tried 35 crosses, which is really interesting to me. He's getting in a position to be able to do that as a deep line playmaker. I should imagine they'd be quite deep crosses, though. So, cross attempts. Yeah, Kuznetsov's trying more. That's interesting. He's only got 2 crossing. Yeah. Dribbles. Kuznetsov's trying more dribbles as well. So he's 2-star, and he's one of these sort of players that belies his star rating a little bit. Chance creation. Yeah, Kocheskakov with his 6 chances created is, yeah, way up there. And assists. 3-3-3, 1-2-1. So they're all assisting, which is really nice. Shots. So shots on target, not really enough, but these guys have had enough. That, yeah, almost 50% shot completion for Ovsyannikov as a box-to-box is nice. Attempted shots, yeah, Kocheskakov is the more attack-minded of the two. So he's trying 2, and he's getting, he's on target 1 in 3 pretty much. But he scored 3 goals, so yeah, can't grumble. The fact that we've only got 6 goals out of the centre mid is quite interesting. It shows how much the inside forwards and the strikers have been doing. What's next to worth look at? Offside's not really worth looking at. Headers. So let's have a look at header completion. So Safronov, ball winner, to be expected. Volkov, yeah, so all your sort of DMs and then your centre mids. Ovsyannikov not brilliant, but he's only quite short, I think, which makes it a bit more difficult, though he has 4 key headers, so when he does win them they tend to be more key than the others. Header attempts, 4 per game for Volkov when he plays. So yeah, that's your centre, the defensive midfielders basically. What's next worth look at? Let's have a look at your tackles. So yeah, 100% completion on not that many tackles, to be fair. Said it before, tackle numbers are a little bit to be taken with a pinch of salt, I think. Let us look at Safronov, ball winner. He attempts 3 times as many tackles as anybody else when he plays. Really interesting to see. Concedes more, obviously, fouls because he's trying so many more tackles. But yeah, just twice as much. So, and he's got 11 tackling, so he's a good tackler. This is Zaza and Volkov are as well. He's a little bit more aggressive as well, 14 aggression. So, but he has 12 draws. So was it 22 fouls conceded, 12 drawn. So he's a -10. Whereas someone like Ovsyannikov's a +3 because he's drawn 3 more fouls than he conceded. And Kocheskakov actually draws loads. So 2 fouls drawn against him a game, 33 for fouls drawn. So he's got a +11 foul ratio. Interceptions, yeah, ball winner, to be expected. Zazayev's good, Kuznetsov good, the DMs basically. Who's mistakey? Word for the day. Ovsyannikov, interesting. Kocheskakov, really not that bad, 1 mistake per game. Ovsyannikov 50% more than that, playing as a ball box to box, might be doing that. Both got 6 composure, so don't think that comes into it. And then, yeah, wins per, they're all quite good. Safronov has been involved in 68% of the games he played in have been wins, so that's quite interesting. Ovsyannikov 60%. Yeah, and goals scored. When Kuznetsov's been involved and Ovsyannikov's been involved, it's 1.6, 1.5. Kocheskakov 1.4. And then Zazayev, Volkov and Safronov have been involved, it's been low. Sub-1, so that's really... Yeah, Ovsyannikov will be playing a lot, and Kocheskakov will be playing a lot, and Kuznetsov will be playing a lot at the moment, unless we can get new players in that are better than them, because I will not stop at getting this team better and better. So if better players come in and they're playing and these guys aren't, because these are match to match paid. So yeah. Let us look at the wide midfielders, of which we haven't got that many. We've got the 4. These are guys that played more than 180 minutes worth of football this season. So Claassen and Palamarchuk have been playing the most of the games. Kumyakov a little bit, and Zotov, yeah, not much at all. So yeah, Kumyakov's on loan from Nalchik. Claassen came from Kasavia originally, and Palamarchuk came from Nogliki. Only Palamarchuk wants to be an attacking midfielder. The rest I'd rather play just back in the wide midfield. And we've got 2 inverted wingers, so Kumyakov and Zotov, so that is a possibility of playing that. Claassen is more technical, the rest are physical, but he's only accomplished in his best position, whereas the rest are pretty much naturals. Look at that though, Zotov, if he gets better, he's going to be amazing as an inside forward, I think, because he's strong on both feet. So if we just sort this by time played, so all 3 of these play very similar amounts of time. And the ratings show, I mean, Claassen, let's just do it by ratings. So Claassen 7.15 and Panamarchuk 7.06. Been playing amazing football. Komyakov, because he starts further back, when he starts an inverted winger, runs more. But that's just he's got further to travel because he's further back down the pitch. Panamarchuk runs a bit more than Claassen. He's physical, Claassen technical, so you sort of expect that. Stamina and natural fitness, I mean, they've been a problem for Claassen as well, so that's maybe why he travels a little bit less. But if we have a look at pass completion, Zotov when he plays is the best, but they're all very similar. Panamarchuk tries more passes than Claassen, and obviously slightly better completion, completes more. We look at key passes, Panamarchuk 17 key passes as well, with slightly better pass attributes, 7. Kumyakov's an 8, which is quite interesting. If we have a look at crosses, yeah. Zotov is a better crosser of the ball when he plays. This is quite interesting. Panamarchuk might not play as much next season. I think I'm going to have to try and get Zotov into the team more. Panamarchuk attempts a lot more though. You've got to speculate to accumulate on this, so I don't know if it's better to have a better. I mean, he's completed 4. Panamarchuk's completed 10, but the amount of time they played obviously is completely different. Dribbles, Panamarchuk's a better dribbler. Claassen not really a dribbler either. Interesting. Because he's a technical player. I think he tends to get into better positions, which has aided his goal scoring. Yeah, all very similar on assists. Now Claassen is better. He's more than 2/3 of shots on target. Panamarchuk not far off, but Kumyakov nowhere near. So that's one of the big differences there, I think. Claassen doesn't try as many shots, but is on target more than Panamarchuk. Panamarchuk is a little bit more of an attacking threat than Claassen in my eyes, I think. And he scored 1 more goal than Claassen. But if you look there, I mean, you've got your 23 goals out of inside forwards this season, wingers. So that's not bad at all. Yeah, Panamarchuk scores slightly more goals per 90, so he's a goal every 2 game kind of player, which as an inside forward is not bad. Yeah, Panamarchuk has scored 3 out of 4 penalties this season, on a penalty taking of 6, which is not bad. Komyakov is offside a lot more. Claassen, interesting, offside twice as much as Panamarchuk, but it's only on 6 and 3, so it's not really enough to do a proper sort of analysis of, really. Heading, you wouldn't expect to be too much of an issue for attacking midfielders. That said, Panamarchuk is better than Claassen. I think Claassen's quite slight and short, so makes sense. Whereas Kumyakov is a good header of the ball for the position, to the point where he attempts twice as many headers as Claassen and Panamarchuk. That might be because playing as an inverted winger, he's playing centre mid as well a little bit, so headers the ball a bit more. 15 key headers as well. Yeah, God, if only he'd play a bit further up the pitch, that would make a massive difference. I'll definitely try and get him back on loan, I think. Attempts more tackles. Again, it's a positional thing, playing as an inverted winger, and he's good at them. Claassen, 7 out of 9. Not enough tackles to really do any real analysis on. Fouls conceded. Panamarchuk doesn't concede that many fouls per 90. That's interesting, but does draw a load. So he conceded 15 and drawn 37, so a plus 22 ratio on fouls. Zotov and Kumyakov are good interceptors of the ball compared to the other 2. Might just be more sort of attack minded. Kumyakov makes more mistakes. They're okay, not really that many. 10, 14 and 18 mistakes, not bad for 24 games. And when you look at sort of games people have been involved in, what's happened, 62.5% win rate for Panamarchuk, 57.1 for Claassen, 60 for Kumyakov, but only 42 for Zotov. 1.5 goals per game for when Claassen's involved. That's quite interesting. Last but no means least, let us have a look at our strikers. We have 4 of them that have played any amount of time whatsoever. Petropavlovsk getting on a bit now, 32. None of them are that tall. Yevseyev's actually the shortest, the new guy, and the lightest. Yeah, 2 from Nogliki originally. Kumikov professional is going to... I mean, this low determination for Yevseyev, I'm going to try... How old is Kumikov? He's only 20. It'd be nice to get somebody into... with a professional attitude, who's a bit older, who'd be able to just mentor Yevseyev to try and get that low determination out of him. Hasn't seemed to be that much of a problem the games he's played. He's a physical attacker, which is quite interesting for somebody who's 5'9", 5'8", and only 68 kilos. But he's only got a right foot, whereas Golubev, even though he's a bit of a twit, he's got both feet that can. And Kumikov's left foot as well. So no, the amount of minutes, not actually that many. We've really rotated these guys around. So Petropavlovsk actually played a lot of time as a deep line forward. And if we have a look at ratings at Yevseyev, he's only played 4 games. So that's a little bit of a skew, but 7.55 over 4 games. Travels less, which is surprising as a pressing forward. I thought he would have done more than that. Doesn't complete that many passes as compared to a Kumyakov, for instance. Or attempt. Petropavlovsk playing DLF was doing that more, obviously, it's just part of the position. Key passes, 14 key passes, but 1.3 per 90. Yevseyev 1.5 per 90, so the most key passes. So he's got, 6 passing, so he's got a better passing than the other guys. Crosses, 30% cross completion rate for Yevseyev as well, which is good. So he can, as a pressing forward, sometimes has to drift out wide, and that's when you've got either Coxin or Panamarchuk coming in at the back post. So that's really useful. 7 crossing helps. Kumikov is a better dribbler of almost won a game, but Yevseyev creates 1 chance every 4 games by the looks of it, which is far better than Kumikov and Petropavlovsk, though not as good as Golubev, who's a pressing forward as well. Those pressing forwards tend to create the chances. Assists, so you wouldn't accept a bit too many. 3 assists though from Golubev in the 4 games that also he played, so that's not bad. Shots, Kumikov 61% on target, was only 30 for Yevseyev. I think Yevseyev done really well in the last part of the season because we had so many shots. He was just shooting from everywhere. That's why he scored a few goals. Maybe if he was better with regards to getting stuff on target, he would have scored more. 9 shots per 90 minutes he attempts, whereas the next highest is Golubev from 5.3. Kumikov only attempts 2.5. That's mad. That is really mad. So shots on target per 90 though. Yeah. So even though he attempts 9, he's only on target with 2 3/4. But he did score 3 and 5. So we've only actually got 12 goals amongst our forwards, which is not amazing really. But he did score 1 goal every 3/4 of a goal, 0.75, so 3/4 of a goal per game, which is better than anybody else. You can't grumble. He's only got 7 finishing. Maybe that's why he shows as being quite scattergun. Yeah. Offsides, Kumikov's offside a lot more than the others. Heading, Yevseyev he's only a little fella, but 41% is not bad. Petropavlovsk a lot bigger, 51%. Golubev rubbish and Kumikov rubbish at heading. So Yevseyev's ability in the air is quite good for us as well. But anything else? Anything else worth looking at? Tackling, not really. You wouldn't expect him to do much. Fouls, no. Interceptions, no interceptions in the games he played. Petropavlovsk, Kumikov 9 interceptions. That's quite interesting. Has he got good vision or something? Oh, yeah, I'm sure he has. Mistakes, so Yevseyev, because he's young, he's made quite a few mistakes as well per 90. But when you look at the games the player's been involved in, 100% win rate for Yevseyev and 2.25 goals a game. So he's maybe just happened upon the team at a time which is really good for him and really good for the team as a whole, and he's sort of capitalised on it a bit. Yeah, hopefully that's been quite interesting. So, lastly, we have the draw, which we've not done yet. So, let's have a look. I do not want any of these second teams because they will be an absolute bitch to play against, because they're going to just have so much more in the way of players from high levels. So, let's do the automatic draw and cross our fingers. Right. Who's first out of the hat? Khimki versus Kolomna. Zenit Irkutsk. Pre-Elliot. Volgar. Oh, we're away to Volgar. Okay. Yeah, let's just draw all the rest of the teams. Okay, so we've got two under 23 or under 21 team, whichever way they are playing against each other. We've got Volgar. Who are they? So they finished second. Okay, so it's different rules for different third divisions, obviously. So Astrakhan, they finished second. Let's have a quick look at their... No, I don't want to propose a friendly. Let's have a look at how they did. League table. So Krasnodar... Was it Krasnodar's third team? Oh, okay, so the third teams can't be promoted. So that's why Volgar have gone into the playoff. They lost 7 games this season, so they are definitely beatable. Was that loss again? They lost to Kasaviet by the looks of it. Okay. So they're doable. I really do think they're doable. Let's have a look. We've got a schedule for them. They are... Is it... Yeah, it's so Volgar's B team. This is a B team, okay. Bugger. So they lost to Kasaviet 2-0. They beat Makakala. Magasalani they drew. They lost to Kasaviet twice. Well, we nicked a lot of their players because of so that's quite interesting. Okay. So they're favourites, but I'm not that worried about that. Apart from the fact that Romanenko is suspended is a bit of a bugger because he is our god in the centre of defence. So what we're going to do is we're going to come back on Tuesday and play. Well, they've got a 17,000 capacity. Okay, that's interesting. Play against Volgar at theirs in the first game, and on Thursday we're going to have the home return leg at our place. Hopefully we'll be able to do this because it will be amazing to get into the third level of Russian football with a team like Vulkan from from Kamchatsky, so far away from anywhere else. I hope you've enjoyed what you've seen today. I know it's been really deep dive, but I just wanted to get through that because I'm doing a whole pretty much half season in one go just to do the deep dive, just to see who's doing well where and where we can sort of benefit from getting other players in. And hopefully see you on Tuesday for the first leg of this playoff tie. Das Vidania.